Hey, girl.
Hey. So
What's
remember when we heard about that 50 Cent produced The Reckoning, another documentary on Diddy?
I'm so sick of 50 Cent showing off. Go ahead. I'm so tired of him in his mouth.
I'm the same. He's nothing but a big bully, but that's his brand. I was basically like saying, well, how many documentaries are people gonna do? Like I've seen one or two, like I've had enough. Went through the trial the whole nine. But lo and behold, girl, today
Mm.
my mouth drops.
What?
Some of the things I did not know. First of all, your boy Gene Deal,
Yeah.
Gene Deal wasn't on the documentary, and Gene Deal had explained on Art of Dialogue that 50 Cent called Gene, and Gene and him spoke about, him being all part of the documentary on Netflix. And Gene was like, okay, 50 Cent told him there was no money was too much, pretty much, that
Okay.
he'll give him what he wanted.
Gene looking for that bag too, but go ahead.
Gene collecting the bag, cha-ching.
I'm sick of his mouth
So
too, but go ahead.
yeah, it's like how much more you got to tell
Yeah.
us, Gene? What
Come
you
on.
hiding? Gene was a go-between getting Tim Dog to be a part of that documentary as well as Kirk Burrows. Gene said that he and Kirk and Tim were like pretty much saying, "Hey, you know what? Let's do it as a group, the three of us together as a team, and
Mm-hmm.
let's each ask for $50,000."
Okay.
When it came down to talk to the female producer of the documentary, Gene told her his price. He told him 50 Cent said that it wasn't a problem. And she
Mm-hmm.
said 50 Cent doesn't have anything to do with this project. He's pretty much name only, his
Uh-oh.
affiliation. And
Uh-oh.
he doesn't have, and 50 Cent doesn't have a say in who gets paid what.
Uh-oh. What? So they
So
used him. They used him as a cover.
well, he probably did the Trump thing where Trump was letting people license out his name for buildings and
Oh
stuff like that.
my
So he did a
goodness.
little 50 Cent Trump move. He let probably got paid, promoted or whatever, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So anyway, Gene and her didn't see eye to eye, and they couldn't come to the number. And Gene said she was talking greasy to him. So at that point, he was like, he's done. He's not going to participate.
But Gene,
And
what
then
what 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 new information do you have? I'm so sick of hearing the old stuff from everybody. Nobody want to hear this old mess. It is what it is.
if Diddy would have kept him on the payroll, we wouldn't heard nothing from Gene Deal.
Nuts.
Okay, so now check this. So then Kirk Burrows is calling Gene, I guess trying to convince Gene to be a part of this documentary. He didn't want it. He said he pretty much wanted to put Tim Dog and Kirk Burrows on so they can put money in their pocket. Okay, boom. So then Gene Deal proceeds to say that Puffy and Kirk Burrows were lovers.
Oh, what?
So I'm like, is
It
Gene sitting here making up something? I'm like, what?
Because this is the first time I've ever heard of that.
Yeah. So Kurt knows, whatever. So then he proceeds to say that Diddy, at one point, Diddy was hosting different events at different clubs or different spots at night. And on a Wednesday night, Gene was there. I think Gene was overseeing the money. And Puffy would say, hey, when you finish with the night, just drop the money off at Kirk Burrows' house. So he said, okay. He dropped the money every Wednesday. He didn't think anything of it.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, Kirk has shared. Is that my phone going out? Hold on.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So apparently Kirk Burrows, Diddy would spend the night with him on Wednesday nights.
What kind
And
of mess
how
is
he,
that?
I don't know, Gene said that Kirk had mentioned to someone that him and Diddy would get up and pray together in the morning. Whatever. So I thought, maybe Gene stretching the truth. Maybe Gene got his facts wrong or whatever. So flash forward to this documentary. Kirk Burrows talking about, he was given 25% of Bad Boy.
Uh,
75% was given to Diddy's mom,
yep.
according to Kirk. The reason for that being that, Kirk helped start Bad Boy. He was like the brains and the business behind it. And then he gave 75% to his mom because Diddy didn't want anything in his name because of that whole thing that happened with the college and the victims
Mm-hmm.
that were hurt in that whole melee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm like, all right, cool. So the next thing, flash forward, Kirk says and I'm going to read this because I was shocked. I was stunned. My mouth was dropped open. I couldn't believe what I heard. He said that, Diddy was abusive to him in a way as far as an employer to an employee.
Mm-hmm.
And then he proceeds to say this. He
Uh-oh.
was abusive. He was abusive to me in other ways. And then when the interviewer asked him to, explain what do you mean by that? Sexual deviant ways, he
Oh
answered.
my goodness.
Kirk said, I did not want to do it. I didn't want to be around him and take care of him as he was SAing me and others.
Oh my. But why is he just now talking about it? Why didn't he share this before or when Diddy was on trial and all that? I don't understand these people. So
Listen,
did he get his $50,000? Was he on the
I don't know if he got the $50,000, but
I thought Gene was just talking fluff, but Kirk admitted that he was being SA'd by Diddy.
But why is this the first time that Kurt is saying this? I never heard that in the trial or anybody else talking about it.
Well,
So
because honestly, as a victim of this, I don't know when people share their stories, how long it takes them if they ever share it. But Kirk Burrows, not only was he SA'd by him, he was blackballed,
mm,
fired out of a job.
wow.
No one would hire him because of him. This man spoke about being homeless,
Wow.
sleeping in shelters, because of what Diddy did to him.
Mm.
And he also forced him to give back the 25% that he gave him of Bad Boy.
I
So he said he entered his office with a bat
that. Yeah.
and a briefcase
Yeah.
and instructed him to sign over his 25%. Said he only needed him to do that because he had to do this particular deal and he needed to make sure he had the 25% of his ownership of Bad Boy with this new deal he was doing. And he promised that he was going to give it back to Kirk. He never did.
Yeah. I heard about the bat situation. I heard about that.
So on top of that, before Biggie passed away, Kirk said that they renegotiated Biggie's contract. And in the new contract, they gave Biggie everything he asked for.
Okay.
And then next thing you know, Biggie is unalive. So he's no longer with us. So Diddy asked, according to Kirk, Diddy asked Kirk to go back, get the contract, and he wanted him to adjust it. He
Oh
wanted it
no.
to yeah, he wanted him to revise the contract so it was more favorable for the label. And he wanted to make sure he did the adjustment in the middle of the contract because, Biggie had already signed the contract. Of course, Kirk refused to do that. And then
Okay.
90 days later, he fired Kirk.
Okay.
I've seen pictures of Kirk, nice looking man, but you can tell Kirk's been through some hell and back. This man has been through some drama and trauma and pretty much at the hands of Diddy.
Allegedly.
Well, he filed a lawsuit. He did file a lawsuit against Diddy, but I forget what happened. I think he got dismissed, but he did detail what was going on. They didn't believe him at first, but now with this whole thing with Cassie, some craziness. So anyway, what also stuck out to me was Tim Dog, who is Diddy's childhood friend.
Okay.
And he spoke about how, when you were younger, people get beatings or things like that. But he said from the way his mom used to beat Diddy,
Wow.
it wasn't normal. So I think Diddy got some whoopings, okay? What stuck out to me also was he said Sean was a prince, but his mom didn't want no princess.
Oh wait. Repeat that again.
I don't know. He said Sean was a prince, but his mother didn't want no princess. So the way he kind of insinuated that This Diddy got some harsh beatings from his mom.
Wow.
Now, this
Wow.
is what Tim Dog Patterson said.
Wow.
Diddy has this reputation of taking other people's girlfriends. Like he liked to deal with people's side chicks or
Yeah.
girlfriends. Like he gets a thrill by stealing other people's women.
Well, it's evidence of that.
Yeah. To start off, Misa, his first son's mom,
Mhm.
Justin's mom.
Mhm.
I don't know if Misa was dating. I think she was dating Eric from EPMD. And then Diddy got with her, and then he started dating Kim, and Kim and Misa were friends, so he started dating Kim,
Yeah,
and
but
Kim and
it
Albie Shore.
me
It's just a whole big mess.
Misa's son looked like the doggone security guard Wolf.
But guess what? Gene said that they took a DNA test, so it is Diddy's son. And he said
Mm.
that's another issue where Misa was upset with him because when that was brought up around him, Gene didn't clear that up to say, hey, no, that's not true. DNA was tested and the paternity test was done. And yes, Justin is Sean's son. He said, but at the time, him and Diddy wasn't talking. He felt like it wasn't his business. So he wasn't going to get in the middle of that. That was crazy. What else I found out?
I don't know how true that is because that boy looked just like Wolf. I'm sorry. And the other
Yeah,
ones that Kim had, they look just like Diddy.
yeah. And I didn't know that Johnny Cochran rep Diddy in that nightclub shooting. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Did you know that they had like
Mm-mm.
video footage of him? That was interesting to find out. So it was some things that I didn't hear from any past documentaries that was kind of eye-opening to me. Let me see. Okay, this was another one. Now, I don't know if you are familiar with Diddy's Dirty Money. He had that group with Kalina and
No.
Dawn.
Uh-uh.
The album was fire. I must say that album was fire. So anyway, so Kalina at one point, she was a part of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and I saw on that show she kind of struggled. Her and her husband, she wasn't what I thought she would be as far as financially situated, being that she was a part of a group with Diddy, but I'm not surprised. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, he was currently going through a custody battle, and she needed money to hire better lawyers.
Uh-huh.
According to Kalina, she reached out to Diddy and asked if she could borrow $5,000. And she told him, hey, you know what? I need to get better attorneys to help me fight for my kids. Can you please loan it to me? I will pay you back. And Diddy told her he couldn't loan her the $5,000 and he couldn't loan it to her.
Wow. Well, I think he did the same thing to Craig Mack too. That
Oh yeah, we're
oh,
gonna get on Craig Mack too.
okay.
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 So let me finish Kalina. So
Mm-hmm.
then fast forward, Dawn drops her lawsuit against Diddy for sexual harassment and some other things. And so now he's panicking. He's panicking. And guess who he calls asking her to put out a statement to try to counteract what, Dawn was putting out.
Mm-hmm. Who you
He
call?
he calls Kalina, the same girl that he told her that he couldn't give her $5,000 to help her fight for her kids. Now he couldn't give her $5,000, but he called her on the phone and asked her for a favor, asking her to put out a statement.
Wait a minute. This was during the trial, right? Because I think
Yes, it
one girl
was.
saying she didn't see anything, Diddy was nice and kind. And I think Dawn got on the stand and they took her off because they couldn't believe what she was saying. It didn't make sense. So they didn't think she was truthful.
Oh, well, yeah, Kalina is the one that issued a statement that kind of like contradicted what Dawn was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Diddy gave her the 5,000 after she made the statement, but I know when she called him prior to that, he didn't have no money for her. He wasn't trying to give her anything to help her, hire better lawyers to get her kids back. He didn't have nothing for her, but when he needed her, he reached out to her. I hope she got $5,000 for that exchange because if you gave a statement,
He would give me
first of all,
more than $5,000.
I hope you were telling the truth. But if you had to, you called him in your time of need, and he left you for dead.
Hmm.
That's
He
the control he has over these people.
he would give me $5,000 and more.
Exactly.
Please.
Exactly. Let
You
me
need
see what else.
you need me. I don't need you. So you gonna pay me.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I just found out that was kind of crazy.
The whole
Um,
situation is a mess. It's
oh,
terrible.
Mark Curry. Now, Mark Curry was a artist with Diddy, and he's the first time I've heard anybody like publicly speak about Diddy. He has a book that he wrote called Dancing with the Devil or something like that. Mark Curry used to write some of his rhymes also, write some of the songs for Diddy. And he was on the show and he was mimicking like how Diddy couldn't follow his direction when he was telling Diddy to
See my
um
call, see my call. I heard that part.
Mark Curry is so funny. He was like, it sounded like he was singing like Diddy.
He said he gonna sing an opera.
That was the funniest part. You know, it was funny. It was hilarious.
Oh my
It just goes to
god.
show you, man, a lot of times I just never understood why artists would sign labels or record deals with another artist because honestly, you're the competition. And
Yeah,
with Diddy, you cannot be friends and do business or be involved with somebody who wants your life.
yeah, yeah,
You know, not only is Diddy Mr. Still Your Girl, he's also Mr. Still Your Dream and Destiny Swap. That's how he
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to be the star too.
Yeah, he wants to be
Yeah,
the star, the only star. That's the only problem because he had a massive, powerful label of artists, a stable of artists. He had powerful stable artists like so dope
yeah.
from Toto to it was just amazing. But he's a big manipulator. It was one woman also. Oh my God. Her name is Joy Dickerson Neal. Joy Dickerson Neal also sued Diddy as well. She claimed she was drugged and raped.
Is that
Her mother,
the one that the college student? Is that the
I don't know if she was in
one?
college. Okay. So Joy Dickerson Neal, she happened to be at a party Diddy threw in Jersey. And he asked her could she be a part of a video and she said okay, somebody had canceled the next day or something. They couldn't be a part of the video shoot, so she was a part of it. So you know, next day they rolled into New York. She was a part of this video shoot. Matter of fact, she had the same clothes on that day that she had that night at the party.
Mm-hmm.
She did the video, they shot the video, whatever. Next thing you know, someone told her that Diddy was showing a videotape of him and her being intimate on a large screen at another party he had.
Oh my goodness.
And she had no idea. She was waking up at night having nightmares, and her mom asked her what was going on. And she pretty much told her mom what happened. Her mom wrote a letter to Diddy's parents
Mm,
expressing and telling them what he did to her.
wow.
She said she kind of avoided Diddy after that. She didn't really see him. And the next time they did run into each other, he got down on his knees and looked her in her eyes and swore he didn't do it, denied the whole thing. But apparently some people saw that obscene videotape that he taped of them. And I don't know if she was a willing participant. I don't remember if she said that she was. No. I think she might have been drugged. So
So he been
I'm
recording
saying
stuff for years,
he's been doing this for
decades.
a while,
Wow.
and it's sad because I think she was a young girl at the time, and it was just terrible.
Wow, that's so sad.
Yeah, and she still carries that with her to this day. You know, it's still traumatizing. Like it's just really sad. I also didn't know that at one time Suge Knight and Diddy were cool. I didn't know that. I did know Pac and Biggie were. Pac's cousin also appeared in the documentary, and he said Puff felt threatened by Tupac. He was jealous of Biggie's and Tupac's relationship,
That's
their friendship.
mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Puff wanted to work with Tupac on many levels, his Tupac's cousin said, but Tupac wasn't interested. He was more interested in Biggie and Biggie's career. Yeah, like, he was excited for Biggie and where Biggie was going with his career. And Puff felt very, very threatened by him. He thinks that Puff has something to do with this whole Quad Studio situation as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
I also heard that somebody said that there may be a part two to this thing that 50 Cent is doing on Diddy.
Mm.
Still, so he has a lot of stuff to put out. But did you hear that they said that Diddy sent some flowers to 50 Cent?
It's 50, it's 50 telling the truth.
Yeah, they showed the bouquet of flowers. I think a note. Yeah, that's what they
He might as well have sent a horse head. That sounds like something from the mob,
said.
from the Godfather.
Lord
I
have
can touch you.
mercy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Crazy.
Oh, and there was another situation that Aubrey O'Day was on there. I think her last name was O'Day. She was from Danity Kane. And she was shocked to know that someone signed an affidavit stating they witnessed her being SA'd.
What?
And it looked like, yeah, yeah. So this young woman was meeting somebody that works for Diddy, and she actually went to the offices and she was going to the bathroom. I think she was looking for the bathroom, or oh, she forgot where she was going back to. So she was confused. She didn't know what door she was supposed to go back into. She was just opening all the different doors to figure out where the bathroom was or something like that. And she opens one door and she saw Diddy and some light skinned stout guy
Hmm.
SAing Audrey O'Day.
Wow.
Audrey, yeah. And she said Audrey looked like she was out of it.
Oh my
And
goodness.
yeah, I don't even want to go any further, but she said she saw it, and the gentleman that she ended up meeting there, she told him what she witnessed, and he told her just mind your business. You don't know to the dynamics of all that stuff. And she said she did exactly what he said. She minded her business, and she just went on and enjoyed her night. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah. That's so sad.
Aubrey read it, the affidavit, on her phone while the cameras was rolling on this documentary, and she pretty much said, it's the first time I actually laying my eyes on it, reading it. She's like, I don't even really want to know if it happened. She said, I just don't want to know the details.
So
Yeah.
she didn't remember that that happened to her?
No, if you're drugged, no.
Wow. Oh my
She She doesn't recall any of the things. And matter of fact, she even shared some of the racy text messages that Diddy was sending to her, trying to, sleep with her while she was a part of the Danity Kane group. And next thing you know, she wouldn't comply. She wasn't interested in doing that anything with him. He's on television talking about, oh, her attitude sucks, blah, but she's out of here. And he fired her from the group. She strongly believes he fired her because she wouldn't sleep with him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay. So then Craig Mack's wife is on there. Craig passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Craig Mack's wife, she spoke about how Craig was nominated for a Grammy and they had no money.
Yeah. Sad situation again.
And he wasn't happy with Bad Boy, and Suge was courting Craig, trying to get Craig to come over to Death Row. But I didn't know this. Suge was going to start a Death Row East,
Wow.
and he wanted to sign Craig Mack to Death Row East.
Hmm.
Craig, he was in Vegas the same time we lost Tupac, because Craig was scheduled to perform at club, I think 662. It was Suge Knight's club. He called his wife and was like, why did Tupac just get shot? So after that, Craig Mack backed off for signing with, Death Row.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing really came of that after that whole thing happened with Suge and Tupac being taken from us.
But
So that was interesting.
they were saying too that Craig Mack was so broke that they were borrowing money like from his father-in-law.
Yeah, she said it. She said we were so broke that we were borrowing money from my dad to help pay for the take care of the household expenses. Yeah.
And they said also, I guess one time they had asked Diddy for some money for something, and he said Diddy reached in his pocket and pull out a wad of cash and
She
give
said
him
it was true.
$100 bill.
Yep. He had
Disgusting.
wads of money on him and he gave him $100 bill. And it's sad because, you know, all these stories, not everybody wants to tell you what happened to them. Some people just want to move on with their lives. They don't want to relive it.
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy part is that this man has such a roster of talented
Yeah.
artists,
Yeah.
and most of them either ended up in jail or died broke,
Yeah.
were in the hospital, couldn't even pay, didn't have medical,
Yeah.
and he just thrived. He thrived for the past 30 some odd years. He's been out here just doing whatever he wanted to do, and people heard the stories. It was the same story every time with everybody, and no one cared.
Yeah.
No one cared until Cassie
Yeah.
filed that lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they really cared when they saw the tape.
Yeah. So no more lying, because he lied before that tape came out. No more lying. Now look where you sit now, behind bars.
It's just the way of the world. The wealthiest man could do whatever he wants to
Hmm.
whomever he want, and everybody turn a blind eye, or they don't want to get involved. They don't want either they're afraid of him, or they don't want to lose their job, or they don't
Yeah.
want to lose favor in his eyes, and that's just how it is.
That's so dangerous, though. So dangerous.
We're watching it unfold right now. Anybody that has money, people count out of them. They'll listen to them. They'll let them play over them. And I'm saying to me also that these people really take all this abuse from him, and he manipulates them, and he knows the power he has,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows that people believe that he can make their dreams come true,
Yeah.
and he just strings them along. And then little Rod was in this video. Now this is the last part, and I'm gonna be done because I was passed out.
I'm so
Little
sick of him
Rod,
too. I'm so done with him too. I mean, he's just too much. I'm so sick of him too.
little Rod spent like a year and some change with Diddy,
Mm,
and
mm.
you sat there and didn't earn a dime and helped him produce his last album, which was nominated for a Grammy or something like that, I think. And he said that he felt that Diddy was going to help him realize his dreams. And then the next breath, he said how there's been mornings he would wake up and he would be sore and not knowing what happened to him.
And go back the
And then
next
he
day.
he would wake up with maybe women in the bed with him, and then the next time he may make wake up and Diddy's in the bed with him, but he's sore.
But
Bruh,
he returned the next day. He returned the next day.
return nothing. He's living in the house with him. What do
Well,
you mean he returning? He was living with him.
mm, what a
And they
mess.
still owe him money now. They promised him 250,000, then they whittled it down to 29,000, and they have yet, at the date of this documentary, they have yet to pay him the $29,000 they owe him. And the voice messages that Diddy is sending him sound nice and cool, and then it's get weird, and then it gets a little threatening. And I'm like, what in the world? How do y'all do this work and not get a deposit? Not even 50% up front? I'm confused.
Let alone do the work. How you lay in the bed, wake up sore, and still stay
Ooh,
and don't
y'all
question what's
gotta
going on? Come on.
the women, the women, you're always looking for somebody, probably excited by a billionaire,
It
and you
seemed
may
like
take
the
a little
men
bit
too.
more. But the men, Diddy not only is Mr. Still Your Girl, still your man in your dreams, in your world. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that whole situation is crazy with Little Rod too. It's just too much.
I'm done. I'm done. Everybody just need to just realize that these people are human, and guess what, they only have the power because you give them the
Yeah,
power.
yeah.
And when you walk around and you praise these people and you let them treat you in your kind of way, and I don't even want to talk about the Capricorn Clark story because
Mm-mm.
oh my God, I just hope that I don't ever want anybody to go through that again, and I hope everybody realize that you got to make a way from yourself. Money and power will show you who people truly are. They don't just morph into these monsters. It's just magnifying who they were before they got the money and the fame and the
Yeah,
power.
so true.
People, you feed the energy.
Yeah, so true.
I hope all the victims find some peace, and I hope that no one else become another victim because I can't believe it. Like the stuff that Diddy has done to people, it's just a cycle. It's a nasty cycle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mark Curry was crying, Joy was crying, a lot of people were shedding tears,
Wow.
that this is still traumatizing to them, and this man, I can't even imagine that somebody that abused you is actually elevating every level on television, brand deals, pushing Ciroc vodka, got their own brand. It's sad. And we've all probably experienced this at some degree where you work at corporate America or you work at a job and there may be one employee or a boss that's just so nasty and rude to the other employees or
Mhm.
just terrible, but because they bring in money,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The
They
the
all
HR
yeah.
and management will overlook it even though they know they're a horrible person.
Yeah. It's true.
And I feel like this is the same thing with Diddy. I'm sure corporations and everybody heard about him, but as
Yeah.
long as it wasn't public, people are fine with it as long as you make them money.
Yeah. That's so true. So true.
Yeah.
This should have been a lesson learned for everybody. Because this that whole Diddy situation was truly out of control. All right, girl. I'm gonna holler at you later.
All right, I'll holler at you.
All right, bye.
Bye.